You know what's funny about this entire situation? It just saved every single one of us about $5,000. You know what you can buy with $5,000?
Hello there.
Today we're going to be going on an extremely insane and obnoxious ramble. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be giving my thoughts and my critiques on the upcoming extremely heavily priced Star Wars Hotel, which is a 2-day experience. And if you've been off the internet for the past couple weeks or so, you might be wondering what the heck is going on, and I'll explain it real quickly. Basically, Disney decided to release their teaser trailer for this, and from what I saw, everyone hated it. In fact, so many people hated it that they decided that they had to delete it from their YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh!
I can't really even put into words on how disappointing it is, especially considering the absurd price that they are offering this at. It's overall just kind of a letdown. I think my personal biggest issue, and I'm sure many others agree, is that watching this, it just did not feel like Star Wars. I know it's kind of cliche to say that, but there's a reason it's cliche to say that. When watching this, and I was actually watching Star Wars Theory's reaction to this because I was curious on his thoughts, and I think he put it pretty perfectly when he said it seems like it's a third-party company impersonating or sort of copying Star Wars while not being, you know, Star Wars. Does that make any sense? Yes, it can be considered Star Wars, but watching the trailer, it really just looked like a sort of basic science fiction space set that you would see on many, many different movies. And I want to compare it to Galaxy's Edge because obviously that is the step down compared to, price-wise. It's the step down from this Star Wars cruiser. And what about Galaxy's Edge makes it so good? They did a very, very good job of making the tone and setting Star Wars. I keep repeating it. It feels like Star Wars. The moment you walk in, you see things that you already know and love from the films, like stormtroopers or even the occasional Kylo Ren or Rey. Whereas with this Star Cruiser, we see, we see a Twi'lek in a cantina that's completely unrecognizable. Do you guys see what I'm saying? There's all these opportunities for them to make these a lot better. If they just made the cantina, say they just made it basically how the Mos Eisley one is, and then instead of the Twi'lek, you have a familiar character. Stuff like that naturally just builds that Star Wars feel. This isn't like you're watching a movie or show where it's very, very important to focus on new characters and whatnot while also working with the old. This is something you're paying $5,000 to go experience. And the whole reason you're experiencing this is because you are already a Star Wars fan. Us fans want to see these characters that we already know and love and grew up on. There's a reason why I bought a Rey lightsaber instead of just buying some new lightsaber that I've never seen before and that hasn't even been shown in Star Wars in the first place. So with the whole argument of, oh, why can't they just do new things? It just really doesn't work for this situation. With Galaxy's Edge, yes, it was a new planet, but it was very specifically set in this sequel timeline. The timeline where kids, the new Star Wars generation, are specifically being grown up on, and so all these familiar characters that we just saw in the films and the theaters are all there. And I can go on about the Millennium Falcon ride, the Rise of the Resistance, and even the create your own lightsaber experience that they have there. Just those things alone seem so much better than the Star Cruiser, which again costs like 5 times as much depending on how many people you're bringing to Galaxy's Edge. And so my question to the people at Disney, not like anyone's gonna be watching this, but hypothetically, my question would be, why would the fans choose the Star Cruiser and save up all this money for this product when they can just go to Galaxy's Edge for a small portion of that original price? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in my mind. And yes, I understand it is already pre-booked up until like 4 months out from its original release date, which I believe is in March of 2022, and that's great. But that was all before this trailer came out. They had all these lists of events that were going to be taking place, and it built a lot of hype, and myself, I was very, very excited. Granted, I would never be able to go because I'm poor. That said, there was still a lot of people excited, clearly. But what happens after that? What happens after that 4-month timeline? I don't think it's going to go anywhere good, at least as of now. Now guys, I don't hate this thing. I'm not all mad, oh, it's corporate product, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. I'm not feeling that way at all. I just think they really missed the mark on this one. And I think there could be pretty rather simple changes that would take this on a whole other level and keep fans at least a lot happier than they are now with this, and that is simply add familiar locations like the cantina, add some more grunginess to the look of the Star Cruiser. Outside of the windows, have a planet that we know, have Mustafar or Coruscant be that kind of window frame that you see looking out in your hotel room. Have characters walking around that you know. With the whole lightsaber training, maybe you go and do training with Plo Koon or Qui-Gon Jinn. Or hey, how about we switch things around and there's the potential and possibility that you're going to be training with a dark side user like Kylo Ren or a Sith Lord like Maul. I know I'm kind of going off the rails with these scenarios, but you get the point. I think if they had just put in old characters, put in familiar locations and whatnot into this, then this would have been received a lot stronger, and in my opinion would have had a lot more people eager to go and willing to save up the pretty penny that they're asking for. I think at the end of the day it all comes down to that price point. For $5,000 to $6,000 I expected a lot more, and I just hope that they can kind of learn and take these criticisms to heart and not be ignorant and throw them out the window. I hope they take these and realize, you know what, the fans might be right about this, maybe we should make some changes. And with all that said, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what changes you would make to this and what things you wish they did a little bit differently. Let me know if you're excited for this. Let me know if you're even going to be able to go or not. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure and leave a like on it, as it really does help out the channel a lot. And if you are new, why don't you go ahead and subscribe for more Star Wars news, theories, essays, and more. And I will hopefully see you in the next one.